off for third place, and that place today goes to NEWHAM.
So that marks the end of my 2022 competitive natural bodybuilding season. Definitely won't be competing again this year. It's been an incredible experience. Last couple of months especially have been beyond difficult. I really have learned some very valuable lessons about myself. I have leveled up as a person as a consequence of putting myself through these testing experiences, which is so important. So first and foremost, just want to say a big thank you for all the support, all the likes and comments on the YouTube videos. I really am very thankful for that, and it's helped me stay motivated throughout these testing times. And hopefully that can continue as I move forward now to make videos about bulking and accumulating muscle mass as a lifetime natural lifter. So originally I planned to do a series of vlogs between the regional and the finals. I've got a lot of footage kind of saved up, but I don't really want to go back and have to edit all that, so I'm going to keep it to one video, bash out on this video, so it's going to be quite an interesting one, quite a long video, so please use the timestamps in the description box below to flick between sections if you don't want to watch the whole thing. So for the first section of this video, I'm going to talk over some highlights from a training session. This is the push day, done maybe a week or two after my regional competition. So chest, shoulders and triceps, simple little session using varied rep ranges, so starting with low reps, then medium, and then finishing up with some high rep sets at the end there. Feeling pretty good. This was probably kind of post-binge, so feeling quite full at this point. Hadn't really sunk into the depths of the low-calorie diet properly yet. And I did waste a lot of time initially after that regional competition. Originally I planned to go to Norwich and have a little holiday up there, 4 days, eating whatever I wanted, which was lovely. I did that, but then getting back into the diet thereafter proved very difficult and I had a hard time. The problem is when you're dieting, you can kind of put the food to one side and not really worry about eating that much. The hunger really isn't there. It's more the lethargy and the feelings of fatigue, the heavy legs, just not really feeling like you're alive. But the food you can kind of put to one side. The problem is when you start eating, the appetite rises exponentially. With every additional bite that you have, the appetite increases and it becomes very difficult to press that off switch, and you know, you can find yourself perhaps losing quite a lot of time quite quickly, which was the case for me, and I had to then diet even harder to get back in shape for the finals. So probably lost about a week there, in all honesty. I think it was going from 4 really good days, you know, relaxing, and then suddenly going back into work, doing the night shifts and the training, you know, face-to-face clients, online coaching, all at the same time, and training and then cardio, and the appetite was just so high. So I had trouble controlling that, I have to say. Just the overwhelming feeling of winning a show as well. It's like I put everything into that, literally everything. I couldn't have done anything more to you know, get through the finish line, and it was just so overwhelming. It was very difficult mentally as well to think, okay, I've got to go again now. Do I even want to? So yeah, that was a difficult couple of weeks for sure. Then got back into the diet, and you can see here some physique shots over the course of the few weeks leading up into the show, how that changed. And you know, I really did need to really push to get my physique back to that kind of leanness that they need on stage. So it's all well and good getting to a point where you're fairly lean. You know, I say to my clients, it's relatively easy to get a decent beach body. There's a big difference between that and being lean enough to get on stage, and I think it comes at a massive cost to the look of your physique as well. I really do. I think personally I look best, and I think everyone's the same, at slightly higher levels of body fat, but it just won't cut it on stage. It's not lean enough. So yeah, really had to push to get that body fat off again. Calories were really low, cardio was fairly high. You know, at the same time I'm doing heavy sort of manual labour work during the night shifts as well. So very difficult times. It's now getting up into the last few days before the competition. I had achieved a level of leanness that I was satisfied with. I did 5 days night shifts leading up to the last few days of the finals, plus online coaching, plus personal training. So completely sleep deprived throughout all of that, all on less than 2,000 calories and a little bit of extra cardio as well. So I went to extreme lengths to be able to get the level of conditioning you can see here, and was, very satisfied with what I was able to push myself through to be able to do that. Looking back at some of those nights were just horrendous, just utterly horrendous, completely reliant on caffeine and chewing gum to get myself through that time. It's not pleasant, and it's not something that I would ever want to do again, for sure. The thought of doing that, if I had to do that on prep again, would put me off. It was just mind-numbingly difficult, and incredible really that I was able to get through it, looking back honestly. So I really did push myself to the absolute limits, and I think it comes at a cost. And by the time the show had rolled round, I really wasn't in a good mindset. I was kind of burnt out. I felt tired and fatigued, and despite looking, in my opinion, probably on par with the leanest that I'd ever been, which was at the regionals, I just felt utterly exhausted. And the day itself I just didn't enjoy really. I didn't enjoy that experience whatsoever. Everything grated on me. The journey up there, I mean, that was filled with twists and turns and extra stresses. But the tan in itself, the waiting around for the tan, the fact that you don't get on stage till kind of late in the afternoon, the whole thing just grated on me. I found I didn't enjoy it, and I think, to be honest, going through into the show footage shortly, that my physique really looked how I felt, which was tired and run down, and kind of a bit, just fed up and flat. And it makes sense, doesn't it, that the physique represents how you feel mentally and physically. And I think I'd just done too much, and the night shifts and the sleep deprivation really started to affect how I looked. So in terms of my physique, I think it wasn't quite as good as the package that I brought to the regionals. The muscles just didn't look like they popped much. There wasn't much energy to me. My limbs looked kind of downsized a bit. I had a bit of distension in my lower abdomen, which seems to have become an issue since doing this night shift work. I think it's the caffeine and the gum. Even though I really try to control that and have none going into the show for the last few days, I think it's just the food habits as well. It's affected that, completely shifting, when you're eating and how much you're eating. But yeah, overall, just kind of looked how I felt, and unfortunately, it wasn't enough to take the title, finish third overall, which I guess is still reasonably good. But I know I could present a better physique. I know that's not my potential, and that's kind of the frustrating part. But it was out of my hands. I couldn't have done any more. I could not have pushed myself any harder if I tried. I couldn't have eaten any less. I couldn't have done any more in terms of cardio and training. I couldn't have slept any less to fit any more work in. I was at my absolute limit, and that's the physique that you see as a consequence of that. I think for me as well, really I was looking forward to finishing the show, going home and eating and spending some good time with family, as opposed to actually getting on stage and doing battle with some tremendous bodybuilders. And that is not really a good mindset. I think by that time I was finished mentally. I was just completely spent, and couldn't wait to get it all done. So yeah, going to let the footage play out now, have a look at it, let me know what you think. And I really did do my best, guys, and unfortunately it wasn't to be. But I'm going to come back in a couple of years, and I am going to really give it a go, and I'm going to try my absolute best, and I feel confident that I can, to win that British title. I'm going to make some key changes to my training, which I can talk about in another video properly. My presentation as well, I just didn't have any time or energy to do the posing. I couldn't barely squeeze my legs because of the level of fatigue that had been built up. I didn't have any time to do the posing practice for my individual routine. So there were so many things that just were suboptimal about this experience, and really let me down. But it was out of my hands. As I said, I did my absolute best, and I'm very proud of myself as a consequence of that. So there's no bad feelings post-show. Upon reflection, there's nothing that I feel I could have done better. It is what it is, and just a bit disappointing that you get on stage and you don't show your best. It wasn't the best Ross NEWHAM that I could present, and it's kind of unfortunate that people would remember my physique in that way. That's how I feel. It's a bit annoying, but in terms of personally what could I have done to improve that? Well, nothing really. You know, I pushed myself to levels that I didn't think were possible just to be able to get on stage. It was more about getting to the finish line and hanging on, and kind of crawling through the finish line, as opposed to about bringing the best possible physique I could to the stage. The goals had shifted kind of towards the latter end of that prep. That's what I will say. It became more survival and just pure stubbornness and willpower, incredible willpower to get myself through the finish line, than actually figuring out how to kind of make myself look better than last time, and really maximising my physique on stage. And it was a shame, because I'm doing battle against people that probably aren't going through those same experiences and don't have to quite suffer as much as I am, or I was. Not saying that it was easy for them, and they did an amazing job and looked brilliant, but you know, I mean, I took it to the extreme, and certainly did it on hard mode. So yeah, take a look at the footage. After that, I'm going to show you some physique videos and pictures from post show, kind of see how the food has affected my physique. And yeah, we'll do another video about bulking and kind of what I plan to do there. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch up with you in a bit.
On for third place, and that place today goes to NEWHAM. On the side shots, twist the body around.
That's your job.
Yes, come on, Rob!
Nice. Keep going, Rob. Keep at it.
Try it again, back double biceps.
Beautiful, Rob.
Come on, Ross. Nice.
Beautiful, Rob. That's it.
Squeeze it, Ross.
Go on, Rob.
Good shot, Sarah.
Keep on those legs.
That's an awesome comparison. Well done, lads.
Keep on those legs.
Relax, don't forget them.
Nice, Rob. Strong, Rob.
Come on, Ross.
Beautiful.
Excellent, thank you. Place to do everything you've got, lads.
Go on, Rob.
Hit the post. Who looks the best? Come on.
That's your job.
Woohoo!
Nice one, Rob. Still the leg.
Brilliant comparison. And relax.
Midsection tight, Rob.
Yeah, with space, Rob.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Well done, lads, thank you. Leg separation.
Yes.
Let's see the washboard. Come on, the washboard abs. Each and every one. Brilliant.
Keep on those legs. Nice legs, Rob. Really good.
Okay, lads, relax. Let's have a look.
Woohoo! Nice.
Outstanding. Well done, guys. That's our little round of all these moves. Every move counts on that stage.
Glutes, Rob. Glutes.
Never relax totally when you're up on that stage.
Nice, Rob.
Quarter turn to the right.
That's it. Really big. This is yours, Rob. Come on.
Very good. Quarter turn to your right. Twist the body around a little bit.
Nice. Come on, Ross.
Very good indeed. We're looking for the deltoids in the chest. Awesome. Brilliant that. All those interlocking side midsection muscles are there as well. That's what we're looking for.
Keep on that midsection, Rob.
Quarter turn to the right. Outstanding. Each and every one of you. Right. Let's have a lat spread, all three of you, please. Okay, well done, guys. Lloyd and Ross, thank you very much indeed. Please leave the stage.
Well done.
This is going to go down absolute treat. Now that's a slice of bacon. So this is wild mushroom, picked from the woods on a lightly